smacked the shit out of me.
Oh, I mean, shit, we already on. We are already live. So it is 11:16.
Lord.
We apologize for the delay. Even if I was able to tell you, y'all wouldn't believe what held us. You wouldn't believe what held us. But we got Aaron here, and we just vibing, we just talking, chit chat.
Yes.
What's on your mind, man? Well, finish the concept you was just telling me.
What specifically?
So you were talking. Oh my God, I'm stoned. I forgot.
It's all right.
Because you asked it, it jumped out of my mind.
I don't know. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
I'm trying to think.
Who are we?
That's the thing.
That's the question.
Yeah. I'm back to the about dude ratting on her.
Ah, yes.
About her.
Yeah.
Her account.
Mm.
I thought that was the lamest.
Mm.
Yo, let women live. I mean, if you can't access it anymore, just be cool with the fact that you had access to it when you had access to it. Nothing lasts forever. And let her live. Like whatever her habits are, proclivities, don't. Because a woman I was recently dating was telling me how a dude before me ratted her out. I'm like, damn, he was in control. He had it. He was getting it when he wanted it, when he whenever he wanted it. Why would you tell him that? Like, it's finished. Let her live.
Some people.
He was not. Listen, man. He was not supposed to say anything.
Some people can't handle that emotion of a breakup. Even if you dog somebody out, if you truly vibed and like with that person, you know how it feels when that fresh breakup. Some men can't handle that. Some are they considered men if they can't handle that and do things like that?
It's not manly at all.
Yeah.
I'm from. You okay? Yeah, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
You need some water? Yeah, I'll take a little water. That's where I'm from. I was born in 1967. So that's where I'm from. You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. But you can't breathe. You coach right in the soul of black. You all right? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. So I could never understand why August Alsina did what he did. It's just like how some people who are in the street, they have no comprehension for snitching. I don't have any comprehension for this type of snitching.
Well, specifically in that situation, he's 28, but in just going macro in the grand scheme of things, he is still a.
Over one line, Donna's digging in on Amber. Oh, what she say?
Well, just to be specific, we are on live right now.
Okay,
so family issues might not be.
We're not talking about family issues.
Yes, but welcome back, Chris.
We are family.
And I like Sister Sledge. I also like the Jones Girls too. Nights Over Egypt.
Nights over Egypt.
Yeah, that's a really.
Now let me ask you a question. Here's one for you. Here's one. As a kid, did you like looking at the what was it? The Honey album.
The Ohio Players.
The Ohio Players Honey album.
Nah, I didn't have to do that. I had a friend of the family that had Players magazines, stacks of them.
Dig it.
And I'm not gonna say who. I had a family member who had Playboy and Penthouse, and this is where I learned what we talking about right now, Noah. He was a family member. I'm not gonna say specifically who he was, but he allowed me to look at Playboy and Penthouse magazines. And all he said was, listen, don't say anything.
Wow.
And I used to be at his house.
And he just did
a couple times a week.
Silas show.
Every week.
Really?
But I didn't say what the relationship was. I didn't say who he was. But one thing I learned is if you got a dude in your life when you're 7 to 8 years old and he allows you to look at Playboy and Penthouse.
Right.
You're not supposed to violate that.
No, that's the dude code.
And my mother would ask me, real quick, Chris. My mother would ask me,
dig it.
what were you doing? Oh, we was just talking.
Wow.
So what do y'all talk about? Football. Like, because, from about 8 to about 13 or 14, I was a football fanatic. But, that dude used to let me in and there was fun going over there every month, because every month he had the brand new joint, Playboy and pinups. Wait, man, knock yourself out. So back to where we were. I would never have any understanding of why August Alsina, no matter how bad you hurt, eat it. My old man used to have a thing, man. May he rest in power. He used to say, walk on your feelings. If either of my siblings was watching this podcast, they would be laughing. Because the old man was like, listen, man, walk on your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So, August Alsina was supposed to walk on his feelings. You was getting it for however long you was getting it. And when it was done,
ride that wave.
Be done with it. Be done with it. Go. You know what I mean?
He was extra.
Yeah, if you could bag her, then I feel like use that momentum and go somewhere else and bag somebody else.
So would that begin to get into the thing of the like a spell being cast, the witchcraft thing?
Nah, I don't think it's witchcraft. I think them drawers.
Okay, hold on. Before you say I don't think it's witchcraft, just a more recent example. Daniel, I don't know his last name, but the main actor in Get Out.
Yeah, Kokoya.
Right. He recently just fired his manager, his agent, dropped out of a movie deal that he was in the middle of. Apparently, back when he was on the set of Get Out, one of the makeup artists had a bunch of stones and rocks in her area. He was intrigued. The makeup artist introduced him to this spiritual guru lady named Air. And she's been advising him for the last couple of years, and apparently she is advising him to do all this shit, drop a movie deal, and fire your agent and your manager, and he is rolling up. He's becoming top of the line.
He just did Judas and the Messiah.
So is it magic?
What do you think about that?
Is it just really good pussy?
I was going to say before Noah took me off. What I was going to say is this, and we all been up in the game, we've been down in the game.
Dig it.
However, if you're used to getting something, and I'm talking about specifically from a woman, if you're used to getting something a certain way and you like it, if she takes that away, I don't think that's voodoo. I think that's, I'm not getting that anymore. And you mad about it because you like it.
Yeah, you be mad for a second, but as a man, you take it on the chin, you suck it up, and you move on.
Nah,
especially if it's some extra shit you getting. And it's somebody else's shit you're getting on the side, and it's some weird shit. And you're not supposed to get all rolled up in it and dialed into it. Because you gotta imagine he was getting the full treatment.
He was getting everything.
Because you gotta imagine they got houses all over the earth.
I'm talking about just in that house alone. If she don't want to be found, she won't be found.
Yeah. But I mean they got houses all over the planet that are fully staffed that my husband's not gonna be at, my kid's not gonna be at, and I can come up with a reason I need to be in Europe, and I got a crib we can go bounce to, and it's all set up. Accounts are set up, the money's set up, the whole pleasure palace thing is set up, and we can just rock and roll. And he's into that, like that's a mind blowing thing.
But I just really think that, like I said, she's attractive. She did a couple things for him. He didn't want to let go of the thing. I can't really, well, you know what? I'm not going to discount it. I'm saying from my perspective, I know how it feels when it gets taken from me. I'm like, damn, man, I'm not going to get that anymore.
Right.
And that's enough to make a dude act up. Yeah. To know that the thing that y'all do or the thing she put you on with, you aren't going to ever get that again. Someone has replaced you.
But to act on those feelings is very
real man,
boyish, not a real man. Right.
I know that. But look at him. He don't look like no serious dude.
No. But yeah, exactly. Real men process it and move on. Suck it up.
You're
Take
right.
it on the chin. You know, it's just it is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
you know, you're not gonna be the champion all the time. You're not gonna be getting that Super Bowl ring all the time.
I mean, but nothing. I mean, he's supposed to be past the full maturation of the prefrontal cortex.
Dig it.
So he should be okay with like, all right, boy, I'm done here.
Yeah, but he not because there's something else going on,
Yep.
and what I'm contending there's something going on that made the cat will either he now check it out. Maybe there's somebody working another spell on Will from the other side, which made him. Which check it out.
See, I'm gonna go ahead and roll.
No.
I'm gonna roll with you. Keep talking.
Hear what he said. He said it the definite, definable phrase.
Right.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Fucking mouth. Right? And he said it.
Twice.
And he was literally having a nervous breakdown when he was saying it. Now, is that a counter programming going on outside of her saying the open marriage thing? Is this him shutting that shit down and him fucking finally rising like, okay, I'm not the bitch nigga no more, and as best he can as the man he is,
Right.
the best he can do is slap Chris Rock.
Nah, man, he should have took. He should have what he should have
And that's
did.
the counter programming going
But
on.
he would have got more points if he would have took a black eye from a serious dude. Like if he different situation and he runs up on a dude that's Will Smith is even with his skills he got from being Ali, this dude mashes him. You get more respect from getting a busted lip from a serious guy than smacking a dude like Chris Rock.
But our society has been so dumbed down and weakened, right? They into how he was dressed, how he swagged up there, how he did the thing, how he did the hidden hand. When he turned around, he did the hidden hand real quick.
Yeah.
He slid the hidden hand in his fucking vest. He pulled it out real quick. It was a frame. And then he came back, sat down, and crossed his legs like a gentleman. And he said some shit that in the 1800s, you might be able to get away with. It smack a motherfucker with a gauntlet. We're gonna go outside and duel type shit. It was some weird mixed up philosophy. What I'm contending is maybe his spell was broken, and that was his. Oh shit!
Okay,
I'm
let
so
me-
fucking embarrassed.
You gotta accept another dude peeling your wife back. I mean, peeling her back.
Okay. On that note,
Yeah,
and he is very
You
funny
make a
with that.
nigga kill a motherfucker.
No, I'm just saying. I had this conversation with two
I'm
women I
not
work
letting my
with.
wife peel
And
nobody back.
I'm like, yo, this dude was peeling your wife back, and I said, and so the ladies was like, well, how do you know that he was peeling her back? I said, because she kept going back, time after time after time. That's how I know he was peeling her back. And then he knew he was peeling her back, and now she takes it all away.
Okay, so to piggyback on the peel on her back, let me take it from a perspective that is more like down to earth. There's a little less fantastical as spells, right? What if this is a dude who has always secretly dealt with mental health issues or just identity issues, regardless of how old you are? If you don't deal with it, is there. He's at the pinnacle of his career. He's there, and it just snapped. It just wrong place, wrong time, but he literally just snapped right there at the time. Him holding all the secrets, all the identity crisis. At that moment, it just snapped.
So you saying the whole concussion thing, where Jada goes out on this press junket and says she's boycotting the Oscars,
Sure.
Because my husband's not nominated. On the surface, that's her standing up for her husband, but again, he's a system guy. He's just like, oh well, the machine didn't accept me. I'll move on. She's pushing an agenda, and it becomes a punchline at the Oscars that year when Chris Rock hosted that year. And Chris Rock shows up again Hope that's not my daughter coming in here. Chris Rock showed up again, and he told a lightweight joke, a flyweight joke. And I think his whole mission, if it wasn't pre-scripted with him and Chris Rock, or is it like professional wrestling where you don't even know how the fucking wrestling match is going to go? You just know that Aaron's going to win the match and he's going to hit you with a couple of taps in the ring and you're going to know that we're going to do this move and this move and this move and this move. And you know the outcome, but you don't know how it's going to go down. Okay. So
before you go deep on that motion,
okay.
I just want to take it back to you were talking about Jada had something to say a couple Oscars ago, right?
Yeah.
So when Chris Rock told her she wasn't even invited,
right? So one, you have to understand just if it's honestly not rigged, if I'm going to be green about it and it's not rigged, there's no agenda with it. Just like a championship for the NBA or the NFL, it's depending on the year, the circumstance, what team is losing around you, what team is winning around you. So back then, Concussion, was really good. He was really good. But what other really, really good movies was out? And that was a while ago when things were really good. So now you're post-pandemic. Everything's moving to streaming. It's a weird thing going on with movies now. It's a change. So of course he won because it was the competition wasn't as
also the woke thing.
It wasn't Meryl Streep and Daniel Day Lewis or Leonardo DiCaprio up against
Javier Bardem and some other weird shit.
It's Denzel Washington. It's some other fresh faces. Some B-list celebrities.
So, but if you take it back to if you want to go political like you are, you're saying with the Pfizer piece. And all that stuff, and they are just part of the machine. They are the front. They are like the spear tip of the machine. They are, I feel like actors are paid to be actors 24/7, not just on fucking screen. They're paid to drive around in their fucking fancy cars and have their big houses and have their pictures taken and all that shit. And we as citizens pay for that.
Is that
but check it out. Think about when Concussion came out, right?
Yeah.
This is also at the height of the Colin Kaepernick shit with the NFL.
But everything is a distraction.
NFL is a distraction. NFL is also
I go against
it's a money machine.
I go against that you adding that subject of them getting the cars and being paid to be a persona, because just look at me. I'm maybe I am a paid actor and you don't know, but you know me. What happened last summer when I found out I got the big gig? Got a fucking caddy, rented a hotel, blah blah blah. So what if because you have that access you want to do that? It's not an agenda. Somebody's paying you. You definitely down into the Hollywood piece.
You definitely down.
Why wouldn't I buy a house in fucking 90210? And I mean, why wouldn't I? I'm rich now.
I'm not saying you don't have to, but what I'm saying is his shot at Best Actor with Concussion was also coming at the NFL's downtime with the Colin Kaepernick piece. So the woke agenda, all that machine was mixing up, and they were like, we got to have a win fucking somewhere. You can't have us losing with Colin Kaepernick. You can't have the attendance going down, and you can't say we fucking up all our fucking players with concussion. You can't hit that because as shallow as the American population is, if it's in a movie, somehow it's real. I mean, you take JFK, Oliver Stone, whether it's a conspiracy or not, like 85% of the people believe that there was a conspiracy with Kennedy. But most of them have seen the movie and they dial in, and that's what they go to. They go to his narrative of what the fuck is going on. But it was a fucking movie. They don't go to the facts because they shallow, like you were talking about earlier. They're super shallow. They shallow like a stream. And so my thing is, him and her, their relationship and careers are almost welded together. Meaning, check it out.
No, I'm listening.
Meaning when his shit's down, her shit's on the incline. When her shit's down, they're on the incline and they play this weird supporting role it's like a snake. It's almost like a snake. It's like in and out. I'm down, you up. I'm up, you down. And if you clock their careers, Will Smith's gone through like 3 iterations of him being that dude, that number 1 box office guy. And this is the jump off to that thing. And this is going to be them $25-50 million roles. And you got the new show starting. So I feel like it was all a massive publicity stunt that got out of hand. Here's the big question. I don't know this for sure. I got to research it. Does Will Packer produce Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the new one?
Let me see.
And that would
tie everything together.
That would start to settle a lot of shit.
It would tie everything together, that's for sure.
Because then you go into, like, say, Chris Rock telling Jada, oh, you ain't even invited, right?
Yeah.
But the only reason why you invited is because you a comedian. You never gonna be of the caliber of people they want to be on to actually get in the fucking.
You never gonna be in a film where you gonna win the best of anything.
Exactly.
You never.
I mean, okay, fuck it. We on the air, and I'm gonna tell a quick story. Mm-hmm. I was on a thing called Breakout in Alabama, and it was a college breakout. They were trying to do some new Freaknik. It actually was a hustle. It was a scam. But I'm riding around in there, and my job was to capture B-roll footage. They had a comedian down there, and name was Eddie Griffin. My job, and Marcus Taylor, Marcus Taylor.
Yeah.
He was down there on the show with me. We were working together. I took him on the job with me. We were down there shooting B-roll. We both had cameras down there shooting, and our job was to capture B-roll. And one night we got tasked with hanging with Eddie Griffin. And we were riding around in the car. We were riding around Alabama, Mobile, and this whole Black Spring break thing is just melting down. Nobody's coming. It's a money hustle. The mayor's like, where the fuck are all these kids? We didn't open the city up. Nobody show. It's a hustle. It's a straight hustle, right? So, we try to keep this cat entertained. And he starts talking about New Jack City. And he says, he was like, yeah, I was offered the part of Pookie on New Jack City. But I had to service the director, and I'm not that type dude. Then he said, but you saw who got the role. I'm going to pass it.
I need some more ginger.
So, no.
You just want ginger
Dude is not a producer of Bel Air.
Okay, all right.
Get my lavender cup.
Right, he's got a lavender cup.
Listen, man, it came out your house.
Is that really lavender, Mr. Color Guy?
It's not lavender?
Hold it up for the.
It is
down.
It's a pastel-y lavender.
Where?
Over some more.
It's lavender, man. It's lavender.
What expression of lavender?
It's Easter egg.
Anything that's light purple.
As you see, my wife is in the Easter. That was the whole.
Man, they got the little dude, man. Like, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and admit something now. I'm being sarcastic. I'm gonna come out the closet and admit something now.
Oh Lord!
Don't say come out the closet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm being sarcastic.
Come out the closet.
All right, I apologize.
All things.
I apologize. But I can celebrate Christmas now because I got a 5-year-old nephew.
Dig it.
You know what I mean? Like, the other niece, she's 28. But when she was young, her birthday was December.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. As long as you keep it in perspective. You know what it is, really, but it's
But it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's the memory.
No, I'm talking about it's fun to, if I see Noah coming out of Nordstrom. So, boy, my man, what is my nephew? You know what I mean? That and think about it. Christmas, people have been so programmed with Christmas, right?
Dig it.
That they automatically, no matter how they automatically feel good, let's say right after Thanksgiving.
Right.
Everybody's saying happy holidays. And I'm saying to myself, why can't we just brainwash ourselves to do this all the time? Share, you willing to share?
But see, check this piece out, right? And he was touching on this earlier, right? Not to say it's not indigenous to other people, But that situation you're talking about between, like, say, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, that is a programming situation that was done by America. And my thing is, it ain't all bad. What we got to do is we have to take this shit over and run the fucking ship. Why fucking split and lead this shit? We built this shit. This is the number one nation on the fucking planet. We need to fucking control this shit.
These goofballs we around, they think Africa is lions, tigers, hyenas, and tribal dances.
So check this out. My wife was in the hospital last weekend, right?
Sorry to hear that.
And she has these super terrible migraines, and they get to a point where it's unbearable. And we have these what they call sumatriptan needles.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some military shit. It's got a compressed air gun, like pop, all this shit. We go to the hospital. We can't deal with this fucking headache. They bring a neurologist in, and he's an African. And he comes in the room, and he totally off the break just disses us. Right?
Oh.
And so he walks in the room, and he's just like, I'm from Africa. I'm from Tanzania. In Africa, we have mountains and rivers. And he just goes on some fucking elementary type. And I'm like, yeah. And, Dawn is like in the hospital bed with a fucking supermarket. She like looking at me like, shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing. This is my doctor. And then he goes into, who Africans are. He's just like schooling us. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this on the chin. I get it. And then he's like, and then he like came off of my wife and said some weird shit like about what's going on in her life. And she turned around, she's like, no, my husband treats me like a princess. Right? He does everything you can imagine for me. So he was trying to insinuate some weird shit. So I was like, and then she's like, well, princess, I'm sort of old. And then I say, well, just to trip off some shit, Princess Anne, Prince Charles' sister, she's a princess. And she's 75, 76 years old. And a dude like turned around and like tried to rank me. He was like, well, I don't subscribe to that. That's white supremacy. And I'm not with that. And I'm like, and I say, okay, so check it out. You live in Tanzania. How you letting a couple of white people roll up on you and take your shit over? All right? Now, we were brought here into a minority situation. Y'all the majority, and y'all let these cats carry you.
Yeah.
What's up with you? And I was just like, oh, you don't like the English? Well, what about the Germans who used to run your colony? I'm sorry. And I started breaking down the history of Tanzania, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, yo. And Don's like, yo, why did you do that? And his whole fucking thing changed from dissing us to like out and out like, fuck y'all. And he just like got up and walked up the room, and I'm like, yo.
Yeah. What?
And he was
fuck
like,
you.
He was prescribing all these crazy ass fucking, it was just, I don't know, man. And it's just like, I was just sitting in the room minding my own business.
Yeah.
And he just came off. I don't know what that was about. I feel like the term African American was created just for Barack Obama.
But Jesse Jackson came up with that nonsense.
Chicago. Ah,
Right?
Did I bust that shit out?
No, it's your business.
The fucking machine. They created the term. It's like a passive landmine.
And make no mistake
And
about
nobody
it.
really clocked onto it. Nobody really clocked on the Afro-American. Everybody clocked on the black. And they wanted us to get away from that because that's too fucking real. Once we locked into that, we were like, oh, we black. No. Yeah, hey, we this. And we're like, oh, no, we got water this
Another
shit
word.
that. We got to distract y'all and send y'all for another thing. But I feel like they created the term African-American for Obama, because he's not really an American. He's a cat that sort of
He was
lived
alive. He was alive when the term came online.
When he was born, the term was Negro, 1961.
Right. So if I'm not mistaken, didn't Jesse Jackson somehow never coined the term
In the
term
70s.
African American, or somebody gave it to him and they gave him permission
Yeah.
to use it?
Yeah. So my thing is every year there's a class born. I figure like every year in say the United States, it's probably 10,000 cats that could be president. They got the pedigree, got the money behind them, got the location of where he's born, the look,
got the story.
all that shit.
The entire story.
Over time, every year that number gets whittled down. Every year it's like the next year it's only 8,000 because storyline ain't gonna work. You got a birth defect. You got you sick. Some of them die, and by the time you get up to 20 and 30, that number is dropped to probably like 100. And it's like a sieve, and you just keep shaking it down. So you drop the term African American because we got this one cat in the machine that this could actually work for. And I'm contending when they dropped the term African American, D was in the hopper, and they were like, "We're gonna fucking work this fucking machine." And like I say, he came out and spoke in that presidential, that Democratic convention, and then. Yeah, it's 04.
It's 04.
For Kerry, who was obviously he wasn't gonna win. He was just a fucking machine because that was a skull and bones fighting each other, and Bush was a senior skull and bone, so it was done. And then dude gets in there, and it's just like it was part of the fucking machine. It was laid in there to. It was like an earworm. I'm gonna kick the term African American. I'm gonna kick it a long time, but he literally was African American.
Sounds plausible.
And they just ran the fucking operation. And if you get into who people are with I don't know very many black people that are flying around coming from Kenya on a jet in 1961 into the United States. I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot of weight to be pulling.
Then they said his mother was from a slaveholding family in Kansas.
I would not be surprised.
Listen, man.
You got the whole Hawaii thing, which is, if he's born in 61, Hawaii is like becoming a state in 55, so this shit's just shaky and weird out there. Then he goes to Indonesia, and he just dialed into that. Dude is like a straight Manchurian candidate.
They say the exact same thing. Definitely
Same thing with John McCain. He was in a prisoner of war. He was literally a Manchurian candidate.
Yeah.
Literally.
You ever hear that? What was the joke? Never mind. I was going to go. Who was the guy that was before that McCain replaced? He's the cat that ran for president against Johnson.
Ran for president.
He's the one that did the nuclear bomb ad. What the fuck was that guy's name?
I do not.
So basically, the guy pulls up McCain and was like, if I was president, you wouldn't have been a prisoner of war in Vietnam. Mm-hmm. And McCain responds back to him, yeah, I know. I would have been a prisoner of war in China because dude was about just drop it. What the fuck was that guy's name? He ran against Johnson in 64. It's gonna come to me probably 3 a.m. But I'm saying this whole thing is a facade and a show, and it's all been pre-programmed. There's some aberrations that happened. I think Carter was an aberration.
Why?
He was part of the machine.
But why do you think he was an aberration?
Well, because the curtain had been pulled back with the Nixon shit.
Okay. So they needed a nice guy, or they needed somebody who, because he was not
somebody who was staying pat,
and he was not at all hawkish. Like he wasn't looking to get America into any wood.
Barry Goldwater. Thank you.
Barry Goldwater.
He now you understand when the Russians went into Afghanistan in 79, he was president. We had the hostages in Iran, right? The Russians actually were massing on the border of Iran to go into Iran. Like, fuck it, we're going to push it. It's it. Now it's time to go. Because dude is weak. He's looking weak on the world stage. He told the Russians, you know we just got out of Vietnam. We don't have an army. Our army's been decimated in Vietnam. If you go in, we're going to nuke you. And they chilled out Brezhnev, and it's just like, he was the stand pat guy.
Man.
We need him and Ford. Ford was there for like 2.5 years. Dude never received one vote for being president of the United States, but he was president of the United States for 2.5 years. And his job was to stand pat. Don't do nothing weird. He was the Trent Dilfer.
Yeah. Don't
fumble.
Don't bring any
don't
attention.
Go top. Don't interceptions. Don't turn the ball over. Just manage the fucking ball. Our defense is going to win the fucking game. Shut the fuck up and do what we tell you. And then get rid of Trent Dilfer as soon as the next... Dude, took you to the Super Bowl. Get the fuck out of here.
He wasn't a good quarterback.
Where's the
He was
loyalty
good.
though?
He was good enough to make the team, but he wasn't a good quarterback.
Hell, he put no. But he showed up because he played his
he
fucking part.
managed.
He did what the fuck
He
needed to be
managed.
done.
I got it. He managed.
If you actually thought the Ravens were going to repeat after that year with Billick as a coach, you're fucking had a pipe dream. Billick ain't shit. Billick became the coach because he had a cat on his bench up in Minnesota, Randall Cunningham, who is at the very end of his fucking career, and because of injuries, he got put in the game, and Billick is sending in these goofy ass plays, and Randall like, my career over, I'm done. Randall like, I'm gonna shoot the fucking lights. Are we gonna fire me? My career's over. So Randall shoot the lights out and fucking take them to the playoffs, and Billick get the hype off of it and get the fucking Ravens. And then the Ravens were always a super defensive fucking squad. And it wasn't Dilfer, but you don't shit on the guy and get rid of him next year. Let him go the year after next. Yo, we're going to fake an injury. Maybe you sit it out or some shit like that. Play some politics, but damn, don't shit on the guy. And that's what told me the Ravens are like on some weirdo shit. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm
saying,
monopolized the conversation.
No. You didn't because you brought me to where I am, right? In the first Wall Street, when Michael Douglas was Gordon Gekko and Charlie Sheen was Bud Fox, right?
He dead in America.
When Charlie Sheen found out that Michael Douglas was about to sell out, dismantle and sell out the airline, right?
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen was like, yo, why are you trying to wreck the company? And fucking Michael Douglas said, because it's wreckable.
Yeah, because I can.
Because it's wreckable.
And he said, why does somebody buy A B Z company and blow it out? Because he can. And I get what you're saying about the Dilfer piece. And
you know what? And I said that to say, yo, you know why they dumped on him? Because they could dump on him. That's why, like when he said, why you want to wreck this company? He said, because it's wreckable. And they dumped on him because they could. You know why? Because they knew they knew.
So,
what I'm saying, how about this, Chris? The reason the reason they were able to dump on him was because he was when the year that they won the Super Bowl, Trent Dilfer's ceiling was right here. This was the ceiling. So that means his head is going through the ceiling. He's done. That's it. They weren't looking to keep him anyway. And they did it to him because they could.
But then you put Tony Banks in there? My God, fuck that. That's fucking ridiculous.
What was the difference? Tony Banks had a stronger arm.
Tanya Banks was not that nice. He was just...
He was good at Michigan State.
He was... Okay, that's college. We're talking about pros. My point is, it's like when you create an organization, it's supposed to have... name the great organizations. And name the aura that encompasses them. Something like, okay, even college, it could be a fucked up aura, whatever it is, but they have an aura. Notre Dame, it's got an aura. Fucking Villanova, it's got Georgetown, it's got an aura. Then you have these interlopers, Maryland might be nice one year, but Villanova, maybe Syracuse, they got these auras. And the professional teams, the Bears, they have auras. The Cowboys, they got an aura.
America's team.
The Giants, because it's so old, they got an aura. And I feel like the Ravens could have had an aura because the Baltimore people were reaching out so hard to
They
like,
were starved. They took the Colts.
Was an aura, you know, and you get the cats like Ray Lewis. Now, so why do they dump on Trent Dilfer? And we're gonna go straight on capitalism. Obviously, I know the real reason, but I'm just gonna ask the question. But you don't dump on Ray Lewis, and you basically build the franchise around Cat for his whole career because he played on one team, and that's a throwback to the old days where you sign with a team and you retire with it. You don't go no free agency. You just do your fucking thing there, and when it's over, it's over. You might not even be done physically playing ball. I don't think Ray Lewis was done physically playing ball, but he was like,
well, he tore his bicep. Probably was.
Yo, you could put him weak side linebacker. He could have played for another 3 years.
But he wasn't going to accept that.
Yeah, no.
Just like Allen Iverson wouldn't accept coming off the bench.
Dig it. And that's the man. That's the aura. That's the thing. And so, would it hurt you to suck it up for 1 year and have Dilfer? I mean, y'all cut this nigga like the next fucking day. He didn't even come to the fucking parade.
But they cut him right after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, didn't he win best? Didn't he win MVP?
MVP of what? The Summer Softball League?
Who won Super Bowl that year?
The Ravens. Oh, you mean who won MVP?
MVP. I think it was Dilfer.
It might have been. Was clock management.
Because he clock management and he threw the ball. He had a bomb. And the defense showed up, but you know he had the stats, the clock management, you know, 3 or 4 touchdowns because it was all defense that got him in the position to score touchdowns. But he got the stats, and I think it was like a stat based MVP. Can you look that up? Who was MVP when the Ravens won, please? But my thing is, you can't get dude a year. All right, man. You know, check it out. Start getting your shit together because next year you gone. Work on your stats or whatever the fuck it is. I mean, look how they hung on the fucking Flacco. They hung on that dude like.
I mean, listen.
That's what we need, Paul Brett.
With Trent Dilfer, there was no upside.
It don't have to be an upside. You have to also, because the way the Ravens and Newsom was running that fucking organization.
When he was drafted, yeah.
They knew that there was no comeback year. They knew damn near knew that when Dilfer won, that was the cap out of their build up, and it was going to collapse afterwards.
Right after.
And when it's going to collapse, we're going to try to keep Jamal. We're going to try to keep Ray. We're going to try to keep these people, and we're going to rebuild off of that.
Peter Bower, his shoulder went up.
Ray Lewis won MVP
that year.
Super Bowl MVP. Yeah.
When they beat the Giants.
Yep.
Dang it. Okay. Well. And what year did he supposedly not murder those guys?
2002.
And that was the same year they won the Super Bowl.
Or was it 2000?
Next year. Oh, was it the year before?
See, my thing is, you don't see what's going on there? That might have been a sacrifice, yo.
No, but I was going to say, you're right. 2 dudes.
I mean, yo, check it out. These cats, they come from Ohio.
Yep.
And they got gutted, and they didn't get no justice at all. They got treated. They got treated. It's like, yo, you ain't gonna get no bury. They didn't even bury them motherfuckers. I don't know, yo. They got no.
2000.
The murder 2000.
Yeah.
Take another sip of ginger ale.
They got murdered in 2000. Super Bowl was 2002.
One.
A year later. Or months later. Probably months later.
Next year.
And then what did Jamal do?
Was Jamal Lewis on that team?
Listen, I'm not your fucking personal guru.
No, I'm saying it might have been like.
He came up like the next year, did he? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm saying, I go back to With all that, you couldn't hang on to Dilfer for another year. You had to cut that nigga that day. Anybody cut that nigga in the locker room.
I'm saying,
he didn't
listen.
even come to the victory parade like, well, fuck y'all.
Listen, he wasn't good, man.
It don't matter not
the
good,
defense,
yo,
the defense won that Super Bowl.
Obviously, but you can't give that man no shot whatsoever. You know, I don't even think they let him touch the trophy. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Listen, man, because he didn't win the Super Bowl. The defense won. Ray Lewis won the
He got a
MVP.
ring now.
But listen, that's the cop out.
No, check it out. I know guys on the Ravens video crew that got rings. And I've seen it.
I know
And that
somebody
fucking
that
ring
got it. I know somebody that got a Super Bowl ring from the Ravens.
I'm just like, I don't know. I guess that's why I'm not running an NFL squad, because my shit would be raggedy. It is a business.
Dudes that's cool dudes, he gonna let them have another little run at it. Man, come on, man. That's a business.
I would draft. I'm gonna be like, yo, you know what? You're gonna train a new quarterback in the Ravens way. You're gonna be that guy. You're the handoff guy, because check it out. Get your shit together. Start packing your gear up and sell the house. But we're not gonna let you go. Yo, but they told that nigga, like, he came off the field. They was like, there was a nigga standing in the suit, and they popping bottles of champagne. Like, yo, put the champagne down. I was like, let me talk to you. Yo, check it out. We never knew your contract. He said, yo, I just want to Super Bowl. Can you give me 5 minutes? Like, nah. Actually, we don't have a plane ticket for you to go home. I'm sorry. It's over. What did he do, and why did they shift that fucking radically? It should have really, after the Super Bowl, if there's a major change, it's like April, May, like, Trent Dilfer is leaving the Ravens. Like, oh, okay, the season's over, the hype's over. Dude was gone the next fucking day. And all he did was follow orders.
I mean,
don't fumble.
Yo, he was a
hand
dude
the ball off.
that was
manage the clock.
Listen, he was a dude that was
throw
probably a
3-yard
superstar
pass
in high
and you
school.
can win the game.
He didn't.
You think you got Sarah Goose in there? You done fucking prime that fucking team for that Super Bowl.
Man, listen, he wasn't another opinion because he wasn't good.
I'm not